And today on the Pam Powell Show, hear from people who were overcome with hardship.
He was doing destructive things like setting cars on fire.
Find out how they decided to fight back.
Sometimes it looks a certain way, but you have to tell yourself, no, it's going to be like this today.
And later, we'll take a look at someone who defied the odds.
The father of my children, he decided to leave. He said he couldn't do it anymore.
All today on the Pam Powell Show.
Welcome to the Pam Powell Show. And do we have an exciting show today? We're going to be talking about how to thrive during these tough economic times. I know some of you broke, busted, and disgusted, robbing Peter to pay Paul and all that stuff, and Peter and Paul have run out of money. Well, we got some examples today of some role models who have gone through some tough times. I mean, people have walked out of their lives. I mean, we have one young lady where her boyfriend walked out and left her with her 2 children when they were getting ready to get married. I mean, we have an abuse situation, but guess what? They're winning. They're showing you that no matter what the situation might be, you can win. They're all CEOs of their companies, and they're thriving on the Pam Powell Show. We'll be right back. Welcome to the Pam Powell Show. Call your neighbors, call your friends, and tell them to tune in because the Pam Powell Show is back on again. And today we have an awesome topic. It's going to be women thriving during these economic times. I know people are being laid off. The nation is at a 10% unemployment rate. I mean, people are robbing Peter to pay Paul, and Peter and Paul are both running out of money. But we're going to be talking today on the show about how we can thrive during this situation. And I am very excited today. My very first guest is a CEO of her own company, Raising Angels. Carolyn Bagley, welcome to the Pam Powell Show.
Thank you, Pam. Thanks for having me.
Now, what we're going to be talking about, because I look at you and I look at all the things that you've gone through. I mean, you have been a single parent, you've been divorced, you've gone through major difficulties and so forth. You went from starting out, I understand, at 0 to going to a hero. Tell us a little bit about your life, about things that didn't look right at one time, but how you got through it.
Well, first of all, being a single parent is very hard. I give honor to any woman that has more than one child. I only had one child, and it was very hard. Just trying to make it through the day-to-day and wanting to be, and always being an entrepreneur.
Okay.
With me being an entrepreneur my whole life, always having to not knowing what tomorrow is going to bring. And being able to do that is very difficult some days, especially when the economy right now is going up and down, and being an entrepreneur now and knowing that you don't know what you're going to make from day to day is very, very difficult to deal with. But with all the things that's going on, I just look to God, and I feel just like Whitney Houston. Sometimes I don't know my own strength, but I get it from Him. And He helps me to see where I'm going and what I'm going to do next to, you know, beat this economy, because we have to continue to just every day just get up and just say, we're going to do this.
Right, and it's all about your attitude, because I've always said, and I've heard others say, that your attitude determines your altitude. So what you got to do is rise to the occasion, right? Things aren't gone as great, but I understand that even in spite of the economy, you're successful and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you have 2 daycare centers, as I understand it, Raising Angels. In addition, you have a beautiful dream home and so forth. In fact, during this show, we're going to be touring that beautiful dream home, and you're living the dream life, and everybody wants to get to that point. So when you begin to look at life, I mean, the fight and everything that people go through to get to, what would you feel that you did in order to win in life? What were some of the things that you did?
You have to have a vision. You have to know where you want to go.
Okay.
And willing to do the work that it takes to get there. And it's not going to always be easy, but you can do it if you just get up every day and work towards it step by step. Because even though you have a vision, you can't just get it overnight. It takes time, persistence, and you're going to hear a lot of no's, and you're going to hear a lot of people saying it can't be done. But you have to believe in yourself that you can do anything. And once you have to get up every morning, you have to give yourself like a pep talk, because sometimes it looks a certain way, but you have to tell yourself, no, it's going to be like this today. And then you deal with that.
That self-talk of making yourself. Now, tell me, you said in your life, I mean, you've been a single parent, you are divorced from the previous, I know you're married with a beautiful family right now, but didn't you go through some issues even in your previous marriage and got up and got back out there and did it again?
Yes, because when you're with a partner that does not see your vision, and they can be a hindrance to what you're trying to do, because sometimes people don't have the entrepreneurial spirit, so they don't know what it's about and the things that you have to do and the places that you have to go. And so sometimes, like in my relationship, he was very jealous.
Okay.
And you can't be jealous when you're trying to get somewhere, when you have to meet with people in order to get your vision to come to reality. So he was very jealous. He was, he would follow me and take my phone calls.
My goodness.
It was just very, very stressful. And being a Christian, I didn't just want to up and leave, because I felt like I didn't have any reason to just leave other than someone being abused is one of the things. And so, yeah, he became very abusive.
Wow, you've been abused. As beautiful as you are, I mean, you would never know that. But you were in a relationship where you were being abused, but even with that, you got up to fight again, huh?
I had to realize that my fight was not with him, that I had to just let him go, because he could not see my vision.
Right.
So once I was able to know that God doesn't allow abuse in a relationship, and I was able to just go ahead and leave him and deal with all the things that came after that, because he was not wanting me to divorce him.
Wow.
So he was fighting it. He was doing destructive things like setting cars on fire.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
Hold up. He was setting cars on fire?
Yes, he said, I come out of the house in the morning to go to work, all the tires would be flat.
Wow, that was terrible.
Come home from work.
How did you get, I mean, the strength to go through something like that and still look like you're looking and survive like you're surviving? Most people roll over, play dead, get up under the covers and feel like life is over. Why were you willing to fight so much?
Because God gave me my vision as a child.
Okay.
And so I've always been striving to reach that vision. And I wasn't going to let him or anybody else stop me from getting where I know I was supposed to go.
Reaching your goals and your dreams.
Reaching my goals.
And I know you have a beautiful daughter. Was part of that vision wanting to let your daughter see you as a hero in her life?
Well, I am the example for my daughter, because her father was not there. So I had to be that woman that I wanted her to see, that's strong, that can make it through anything, and to show her that she can have the ability to do and be whatever she wants to be, regardless of her circumstances or issues that are around her.
So the bottom line is just pull up your bootstraps, get out there and fight. Don't let anybody tell you that it's over, because, we hear everyone say it's not over till it's over, right? And it's not over till you win. So what are some things that you feel that one must do when you look at life in order to really go? Because you talk a lot about vision. And I know that if we don't have a vision, we can't really go out there and win, because you got to see it to believe it, right? You got to see it, you got to seize it, and then you got to take charge of it. Did you ever get to a point where you were depressed about your situation and felt that, I don't know how I'm going to get through? Were you ever at that point? Because a lot of people are at that point before they get to the point of winning.
Yes, there was depression going on, because I so wanted my marriage to work, and I wanted him to see my vision, see where I was going, and that for him to know that wherever I'm going, he's going to be there too.
Right.
But he just could not see that.
Right. So you just moved on. But encouraging others to move on to the next level and winning in life, what would be the main things? I know you got to work hard. And then when you get to work hard, you get to play hard. But how do you just keep moving now with the things going on in the economy? How do you just keep fighting every day?
Well, you have to look at your whole situation, and then you have to assess what needs to be done and not done for that day. What I normally try to do is I pick out 3 things, major things that have to be done that day to accomplish. If I accomplish more than that, that's great. But if I don't, then I carry it on for the next day. But you have to know that when you get up every day, you have to get something done that day towards your vision. And you can't let the circumstances, you can't let people tell you that it's not going to work. You have to keep them away from you. Anyone that's going to make you feel like something cannot get done, you don't need them around you.
That reminds me of my favorite thing. I says I'm allergic to negative people. So when I start talking to people and they're negative and they don't see my vision, I start sneezing and I go, I'm allergic to negative people. So I think that, you know, when I listen to you today, I can see that you just get up there and fight. You just stay positive and you just begin to believe and buy into that vision. So as we get ready, I know we're going to be going to the home and checking out all the things that you've accomplished and perhaps focusing in on a couple of your daycare centers. But I just want you to know that you are a great role model. People need role models like yourself. You know, all we hear about sometimes are all the celebrities, and that's awesome that people know. But there are heroes just like yourself who make a difference in our lives. What would be the final thing that you would like to say before we bring our next guest on and talking about winning in life? What would be that final comment that you like to make?
Some days you have to make tough decisions that may affect other people around you. And you just have to do it, regardless of, you know, how they're going to feel or whatever. Sometimes you just have to make those tough decisions and still hold your head up and know where you're going.
All right. Well, I thank you so much, Carolyn, for being part of the show. And I tell you what, we're going to be following you home today because you're really living the dream and letting everybody know that all they got to do is just continue to fight and they will eventually win. Want to remind everybody, don't forget to check out my website at pampowell.org. In fact, my book, The P Factor, we talk about issues like that and how to get through them. We give you the 7 keys to survival so that no matter what's going on in your life, you're going to win. In fact, we're going to take a short break. But my next guest, I really want you to meet her. She's a young woman that is out there doing things as a CEO, doing these economic times. I mean, when you look at her story, she had 2 children. A boyfriend walked out on her. She was left to kind of fight for herself. Not only that, she lost her job, but now she's the CEO and has her own magazine. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome to the Pam Powell Show, the segment of Pam Powell Stops Traffic. And today I'm stopping traffic right here at the X Barbershop and Salon. And I'm standing right next to my awesome guest, Shan McDonald, the author and CEO of So Divine magazine. Shan, this is a beautiful salon, and I know right here you got your client who's part of your magazine. But I want you to tell me, why did you choose the X Barbershop and Salon?
Because it's so divine.
Oh, that goes with your name.
Yes.
So since we've said all that, introduce me to one of your greatest clients.
Yes, this is Lou. He's the owner of the S Barbershop and Salon.
Hello, Lou.
Hey, how you
Welcome
doing?
to Pam Powell Stops the Traffic. You okay with me stopping a little traffic in your salon today?
Yeah, no problem.
No problem. I like that. No problem.
No problem.
Okay. Tell me, why did you become part of Shan's vision in So Divine magazine?
Well, it's because, you know, she's a very nice lady and she come up with the idea. And then, you know, I said, okay, I'm going to go for it.
All right.
You know, put me in a magazine, and then that's a good commercial for me and her. Try to support her. She's
All
doing
right.
a good thing, you know.
All right. So you
It's
believe
cool.
we should all support one another?
One another, yeah, that's the main
And
thing.
so how long have you been in this business? Because I see this beautiful place here, and my goodness, even during these tough economic times, you walk in here, and it's like, oh, this gentleman is striving no matter what. So how long have you been in this business?
I've been in this business for 16 years.
Oh, wow,
Professionally,
that's
yes,
awesome. So
for
has
16.
the tough economic times kind of hit you? And if it has, how do you keep going?
Well, yeah, everybody. You know,
Okay.
but, you know, you have to have passion, you know, love the business.
Right.
And keep going with it, you know.
All right. So the passion for your dreams. And that's what's happening right here with So Divine magazine. Shan had a desire to go out, create her own magazine. She had the passion for it, and look what she's doing. And she's hooked up with someone else who's passionate about their dreams with this beautiful salon, the X Barbershop and Salon. I am just excited because you know one thing about passion, it says it ought to be like fire, 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 shut up in your bones. And I know it's shut up in their bones. Thanks again. Pam Powell stops the traffic. We're out.
Be motivated and inspired as Pam Powell illustrates the power of the P factors. Start a new and wonderful life with the help of this amazing book. Order your copy of Pam Powell's book, The P Factor, today at www.pampowell.org. Pam Powell is also available for speaking engagements. Visit her website at pampowell.org.
Welcome back to the Pam Powell Show. And I am so excited about our guest that we have sitting here now with us. She is the CEO of So Divine Magazine. That's none other than Shan McDonald. Shan, welcome to the Pam Powell Show.
Thank you. Thank you for
And
having
you
me.
know what I'm thinking about? I mean, you look so absolutely beautiful. And you got my color. Now, you know I love purple, and you look
Royalty.
absolutely stunning in purple. I just want to know one thing. When the show's over, can I just stop by and pick up that shirt? I want to wear that out tonight.
No problem.
Oh, but you look absolutely gorgeous. But when I look at you and then you tell me about the things that you've gone through, I am just totally overwhelmed by that. I mean, you told me that you have 2 children,
Yes.
and you had been in a long relationship, and then your boyfriend decided no longer, walked out on you, and then you turned around, got laid off from your job, and the world just seemed like it had ended for you. Is that correct?
Yes, that's very correct. I was in a 12-year relationship.
12 years.
Yes, and I'm still in my 20s. So high school sweethearts. And 2 sons, 7 and 1-year-old.
Wow.
And we was on the verge of getting married and everything. And my oldest son, he was a month old. And the father of my children, he decided to leave. He said he couldn't do it anymore, that he wasn't ready for the whole commitment, the marriage and everything. So
I guess that had to be very devastating for you.
it was, because at that time, you when you first have a newborn baby and you have another child, and it's like your whole world is, everything that you build is just
And you
over
all were
gone.
getting ready to go down the altar, right, and get married, and this happened to you.
Yes, yes.
And then how did that make you feel? What did you go through with that? Because right now I see you out there, you got this magazine going and all that. I'm like, how is she doing all this? Most people would be freaking out, but how did you get through? Did you ever go through that depression or the state of losing? How did that work for you?
I did go through a state of depression, and it just feel like you're alone, you're by yourself. You have children you have to look after. Everything you build basically is gone. You just wake up and you look around and you're like, what's next? And then you just cry and cry every day. But after you cry and you just get tired of crying and you get tired of feeling self-pity for yourself, okay, what's next? What I have to do? I have 2 children I have to look after, so what's next? So that's when I dig that courage from within and just build myself up.
Oh, I'm
and
so proud of
pick
you.
up
That's
yourself
awesome.
And go to the drawing board. What can I do?
And I'm sure you had to surround yourself. I heard you say back in the back room that your mom kind of worked with you and
Yes.
things like that. So you had a support system. And I think that's
Yes.
very important, that when people are going through, they need the support system. But you also were honest enough to talk about how you cried. There are some people right now that are going through. I know many of you that are watching today are probably going through major situations in your life, and you have no idea how you gonna get through it. And because times are very tough, it's been like that for me. I tell people I'm motherless, fatherless, I've been misused and abused, I've been lied on and cheated on and didn't know what I was going to do. But I began to put on a positive attitude, and I knew that if I kept on fighting like you, Shan, we will eventually win.
Yeah.
And so when I began to look at you and I look at what you've gone through, and to know now that you have a magazine and all that, that just tells me that you are a winner. And all you had to do was make a decision to go and win. What is this So Divine magazine? How'd you come up with that name? I know you've been a beauty queen and ran in many pageants and all that. What's So Divine? What is that all about?
Well, with the situation with my the father of my sons and everything, and me having self-pity on myself, I said, well, I know it's other women, and not even just women, other people that's going through the same thing. So I came up with a guide to say, what can we do to make ourselves feel better about yourself? So I said, one of the things that we do is pamper ourselves. You know, you go to the beauty salon and feel good and get your hair done, get your nails done. So that's like a little something that I did for me to kind of build my self-esteem back up.
Okay.
So I said, well, as I was going through trying to find the right salon for myself, I know I can't be the only person that's going through that. So I decided to have a guide to help guide people to the right salon. So I said,
Wow.
why not So Divine? Because we are a divine individual.
That's right.
So
I love
said,
that.
Thank you.
And so you decided that you wanted to put something together where you could have stylists be
Yes.
presented, and when people go to hotels or restaurants, there would be a magazine. That's a very creative idea. And why are you so passionate about that?
Because it's something that I went through. It came to me through my depression. And that was the main thing. That was a vision that I saw within myself, that I'm a beautiful young lady. Look at everything that I have accomplished, like you said before. I've been through many pageants. I've had modeling agencies. I've done a lot of things, but I've put myself aside for someone else, and they failed me. So it's time for me to love myself.
And that's it. That's what I was telling somebody the other day. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all.
Yes.
In fact, I think they interviewed you on one of the national radio shows. Am I correct?
Yes.
And was that the Steve Harvey or Michael Basin? Which one of those
The
shows?
Steve Harvey Morning Show.
And what was that all about?
Well, that was it was the radio date for
Okay.
single people, and somehow I end up talking about So Divine, and then we got off the subject of the radio date. It's a contest
Okay.
to win a date on the radio.
Okay.
But we got off the subject and started talking about So Divine and how you have to love yourself. And it's really a free publication guide. So the guide is there to help people, to guide you in the right direction to different salons. So we just started talking all about that on the radio, and they called me back and did an interview with me on the show. So that's
That's awesome. I mean, I heard about it all over the place. Shan's been on the radio. Shan's been on the radio. And that's good, because you know what? That's all part of branding yourself. That's
Yes.
all about going out there, making something happen, no matter what it looks like. You just get out there and you just fight every day. So who can use it? Who is the So Divine magazine for?
It's for everyone. Anyone who's looking for a barbershop, a beauty salon, a day spa, a nail technician, anything that you need to help you feel good about yourself when you want to pamper yourself, we have So Divine to guide you there.
And it sounds like to me you went from the pit to the palace. You know, a lot of folk are in a situation, like I heard one of my friends say the other day, your setback is your setup for the comeback. So you were set back, but you used that energy to not be defeated, but you used it to be a winner.
Yes.
I know we're going to be visiting one of the salons that you have in your So Divine magazine, getting comments on that and all that kind of stuff. But what would you say to people right now who are in a situation, whether or not it has a problem with their marriage, problem with their job, problem with their family, problem with their health, whatever the issue might be, what would you say to them that they need to do so they can thrive during these economic times?
Just look at yourself. Take a deep look in the mirror and see who you are. And once you look at yourself and look in your eyes and know that you are a divine individual, and once you have that strength, don't worry about what other people say. Do it for you, because you have to love yourself. Once you learn to love yourself, everything else will fall into place.
The Pam Powell Show wants you to know today that you don't have to go see the wizard. You don't have to follow Dorothy and the yellow brick road. The wizard is really inside of you. It's inside of you. All you have to do is get ready, set, and go and get to your finish line. I am reminded that a winner never quits and a quitter never wins, especially on the Pam Powell Show. Shan, thank you again for tuning in to us. We're so excited and all that. Do you have a website yet up? I know you're working on that.
Yes.
Is there one you want to give us right now?
Yes, it's sodivine.net, SODIVINE.net.
And you are so divine, and I'm just so thankful for you being with us today on the show. And as always, you guys, y'all know I'm wearing my hat, because the hat says HAT, having it all together. Don't forget to go to my website at pampowell.org and check out the P Factor, because the P Factor will change your life and allow you to experience the thrill of victory rather than the agony of defeat, just like Shan is doing right now in her life. So as I tell all my friends, I'll see you all at the TOP, because that's where we're all going to be. I'll see you again next time. We're out.
Be motivated and inspired as Pam Powell illustrates the power of the P factors. Start a new and wonderful life with the help of this amazing book. Order your copy of Pam Powell's book, The P Factor, today at www.pampowell.org. Pam Powell is also available for speaking engagements. Visit her website at pampowell.org.